Have you ever worried that in our rush to get kids ready for a digital future, we're forgetting something really essential from the past? We're about to dig into a surprisingly old idea that might just be the perfect antidote to some very modern problems. I mean, think about it. We're surrounded by screens, apps, a constant river of digital stuff. And it's created this quiet anxiety for a lot of us, right? Are our kids losing the essential, almost primal skill of actually making things with their own two hands? Just look at this contrast here. On one side, you've got deep, focused engagement. On the other, well, it's something else entirely. We've literally traded the workshop for the worksheet, the hammer for the hyperlink. But what did we lose in that trade? Turns out the answer might be hiding way back in the past. So our story kicks off with a pretty revolutionary thinker. We're talking over 150 years ago. This guy had a radical vision for how kids should learn. And, spoiler alert, it had absolutely nothing to do with sitting still. This is Friedrich Fröbel. And yeah, he founded kindergarten, the children's garden, but he was so much more than that. He was a philosopher who totally believed that children are holistic learners. He just knew that real effective learning only happens when kids are active with both their hands and their minds. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? For Frobel, this wasn't just some nice thought. No, this was the fundamental truth of education. He argued that real, deep learning doesn't come from just listening to a teacher talk. It comes from doing, from experimenting, from building, and yeah, even from messing up. Okay, so how did Froebel take this huge philosophy and turn it into a real practical system for learning? Well, he created this absolutely brilliant framework that's still making waves today. He came up with the system of gifts and occupations. You can kind of think of it like this. Gifts, like wooden blocks and balls, were all about understanding the world as it is. You could take them apart, put them back together, and learn about shapes and relationships. But occupations, things like woodwork or weaving, they were about changing the world. You transformed materials into something brand new, something permanent. That gives a kid a real sense of power and creation. And this is where it gets really, really cool. These simple little blocks had a massive influence on the future. The world-famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright, he credited his childhood playtime with these exact Frobel gifts as the foundation for his entire architectural vision. I mean, wow, that's the power of hands-on, structured play. This whole philosophy is now part of what we call the playway method. And the most important thing to get here is that the process is way more important than the final product. It's not about making a perfect birdhouse. It's about the problem solving, the focus, the creativity, and the pure joy of making something. It's about seeing play as the serious, essential work of being a kid. Now, an idea this powerful wasn't going to stay in Germany for long. It hit a nerve, you know? It struck a universal chord and basically lit a fire under a global movement in hands-on education that would shape schools for generations to come. You can actually watch the idea spread right here. So woodwork becomes a super popular occupation. Then that directly inspires this whole Slöjd movement up in Scandinavia. Slöjd was all about using craft to develop practical skills, confidence, you name it. And suddenly, you have teachers from all over the world, from the UK and beyond, flocking to Sweden to learn this new method. It was a phenomenon. This whole philosophy just spread like wildfire. Pictures like this became a totally normal sight in schools everywhere. It was an education that respected the dignity of actual work and valued the intelligence of your hands. And for a while there, it really seemed like this was the future of education. But then things changed. This powerful tradition of learning by making, an idea that took a century to build, almost vanished. The hammers, well, they fell silent. So in the 1980s and 90s, a whole new culture took hold. It was this compensation culture, basically driven by a fear of lawsuits and just over-the-top safety rules. Suddenly, tools were seen as liabilities, not as learning opportunities. And just like that, woodwork was almost completely wiped out from early childhood education. I mean, you can see the dramatic drop right here on the chart. It's staggering. But thankfully, the tide is starting to turn. Educators and parents are pushing back. They're rediscovering the incredible benefits of Frobel's original vision and realizing just how much was lost. And the results today? They absolutely speak for themselves. In an age where kids are so easily distracted, teachers who bring back woodwork are seeing incredible levels of concentration. In a world of instant gratification, They're seeing kids learn persistence. It builds this amazing can-do mindset that's the total opposite of our passive consumer culture. So here's the crucial point. This isn't just about getting nostalgic for old-timey woodworking classes. This is about a fundamental fight for the very purpose of early education itself. What we're talking about is a direct challenge to this modern trend of turning kindergartens into what some people are calling smaller first grades. Where discovery and play get shoved aside for standardized tests and just memorizing facts. It's a pushback against substituting real human connection with screens and sitting still all day. Because the real goal here, the original Frobelian goal, is to build the whole child. Their confidence, their creativity, their ability to work together, and their connection to the real physical world that's all around them. And maybe this is the most important thing to take away from all of this. The value isn't in the finished product. It's not about the birdhouse or the little wooden car. It's about the focused, capable, and confident person the child becomes while they're making it. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the best tool for hacking our future might just be a hammer.